a model of an aircraft celebrating the centenary of Latvia. Well, we definitely have to take a closer look at that. And with that, welcome to a new episode of Review, where we today will take a closer look at an Airbus A220-300 from Air Baltic. At the front of the box we have the cutout so we can get a glimpse of the aircraft inside, and on top we have the Air Baltic branding. On the back side, as this is a 2019 release, we have only been given one detail of interest, and that is an image of the aircraft itself. And here she is, the Airbus A220-300 from Air Baltic, celebrating the centenary of Latvia. This is already the second aircraft model of an A220-300 from Air Baltic in scale 1:500 by Herpa Wings. In real life, Air Baltic has by now introduced two further liveries, so now there are three aircraft, each celebrating their respective Baltic country. This means, of course, we have high hopes that we will also see the two other aircraft in scale 1:500 from Herpa Wings in the future. Now, we will focus on this aircraft model as it is currently the only one we have, and therefore we take a look at the tail section where we have the Latvia 100 logo on the vertical stabilizer integrated into what is of course also the Latvian flag on the stabilizer. On the fuselage we then find the flag of the European Union, again the Latvian flag, and the full registration code of the aircraft itself. At the front we again have the Latvia 100 branding. We also have the Air Baltic writing underneath that. We have the aircraft type specification. At the very front of the aircraft we then have the cockpit windows, some nice markings around those. Also the window wipers have been printed on, and above that we also find the emergency hatch for the cockpit. The engine nacelles follow the standard color scheme of Air Baltic with the Air Baltic green and the Air Baltic branding. Honestly speaking, I don't think that is very nice in this case because I think it kind of clashes with the colors on the fuselage, but that is of course a question of personal taste. The engine nacelle itself is really nicely detailed. Also, if we look here at the front, we can see the engine fan blades really nicely indeed. Just above the wing we then find the emergency exit, and that leads us straight to the wings because they are also really nicely detailed. If you take a look here at the top side, we can see all the different flaps, slats and spoilers carved out very nicely, and of course we also have the marking for the emergency exit. Also, the underside of the wing is pretty decent, where we also find the full registration code of the aircraft once again. And as we are already at the underside of the aircraft, let's take a closer look at the belly. Here we can have the Latvia 100 branding, and notice the hole in the fuselage for a stand which has not been included, but finally Herpa has managed to place it in a place where it doesn't destroy other details, so I honestly don't mind. Then we can also take a look at the landing gear here, the main landing gear underneath the wing, and in this case I don't think the finish is totally perfect. That is of course something that can change from aircraft model to model, but it is worth taking a look at before you purchase this model. The front landing gear I think is faultless in this case. Pretty decent job from Herpa. And then last but not least, we have the doors to the cargo compartments printed on here at the back side of the aircraft and here at the front of the aircraft. So there we have it, the Airbus A220-300 from Air Baltic, celebrating the centenary of Latvia. What can we say about this aircraft model? Well, I think it is a nice little aircraft model. The print quality is really good and the physical details are also excellent. The only fault I could find on this particular model was the main landing gear, where the finish wasn't entirely perfect. But as I mentioned, this will be different from model to model. If you get the same aircraft model, you might not have any issues there whatsoever. On a personal note, honestly speaking, I think Air Baltic could maybe have reworked their livery a little bit, because I think the color scheme on the fuselage clashes with the otherwise really beautiful Air Baltic branding. So maybe they could have changed that a little bit, but nonetheless, it is a very nice aircraft model and worth having in one's collection. Now with that, we've reached the end of today's episode. If you have enjoyed this video, then feel free to smash the like button. That really helps us out. If you're new around here, why not hit subscribe? That would be absolutely awesome. And with that, I'd like to say thank you so much for watching. Hope to see you soon again. I'm checking out, and bye.